On this episode of SmoCo Sailing.
Big day today. We got a new solenoid. What do we have here, Liya?
Meat on a stick.
What time did I tell you I got up at?
I don't know, but I heard an engine sound.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a boatyard where we can do DIY maintenance?
So if anyone is ever curious about how much it costs to grocery shop,
We're Armand and Liya, and this is our four-legged first mate Pinot. We bought a sailboat with the dream of quitting the rat race and sailing the world. We sold most of our belongings, moved aboard Cosmo, and transformed her into a bluewater cruising vessel. A year ago, we left our jobs and took off from our home port of Monterey, and since then, we've sailed over 2,000 miles down the Pacific coast and into the Sea of Cortez. From leaky bilges to rolly anchorages and unforgettable sunsets to unexpected fixes, we're learning to live simply, sail slowly, and enjoy the chaos along the way. This is our story. This is SmoCo Sailing. We're back in the La Paz anchorage, our home base while we catch up on repairs, hunt down parts, and plan our next haul out. If you've never been, La Paz is the capital of Baja California Sur, a real city with everything from huge supermarkets, incredible restaurants, colorful streets, and a large expat community. It's one of the main hubs for sailors in the Sea of Cortez, a place where everyone eventually ends up to restock, fix things, and regroup before heading back out to the islands. The waterfront, or malecón, stretches for miles, filled with art, street vendors, and sunsets that light up the bay. It quickly became our favorite city in Mexico. Unfortunately, our outboard is still broken. But Armand's determined to get it running again.
Big day today. We got a new solenoid.
A solenoid is basically an electric switch that helps your starter motor work. When you turn the key to start your engine, the solenoid uses a small amount of electricity from the battery to close a bigger circuit, allowing a large flow of power to go to the starter motor, which then cranks the engine.
Maybe this is what we need, but try not to get too excited. I don't know anything about engines, so new solenoid. We'll see. $40.
Do we think this solved the problem? Let's see.
this is the final test. This is remedy number what?
So I've replaced the solenoid. That didn't work. I tested the starter motor, and that did work, so I know it's not the starter motor. And I just replaced literally the button you push to start. After that, I have no clue what it could be except for some wire that's loose. So basically I just rewired the start button. This is where the old one was, and I can tell because I can wiggle it. It's not the button. So I have no idea what it can be.
Armand was at that DIY fix stage where he just stared and poked at stuff, hoping something would happen. Nothing happened, but we had more important things to do.
But it's Carnaval. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's pretty cool. Pretty interesting. A long time ago, this is actually
Dancing like that.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. A long time ago, this is actually kind of a dream of ours, was to come to Carnaval La Paz. We didn't think we'd be here for this long.
Carnival anywhere.
We're gonna go check it out and see what they got to offer. Overall, there's like a bunch of stages. We're gonna show you guys. This is on the Malecón, so it's awesome. We can hear it from our boat. This is good stuff. Before we head out, we're gonna do a mezcal that Liya bought. Cheers, Liya. These are our little things. And happy Carnaval. I don't know how to say that, but you know, we'll have a good time.
I think we're arriving a bit early.
Yeah. What do we have here, Liya?
Meat on a stick. So I wanted to get meat for Valentine's Day, but he got me. He says this is a makeup for Valentine's Day. So
It's just as good. I'm pumped. Okay, Liya ate 5 meats on a stick.
Huh?
You ate 5 of them?
Wait, what?
The last piece.
I'm gonna be dead tomorrow. So, safety first is one thing that's very important to us, and one thing that you need to always have is a dinghy light that mounts on your outboard. And if you don't have an outboard, you still have one. You could just hold it in your hand, like the Statue of Liberty over here. make sure that they still see this speed demon.
Watch out.
Zooming through the waterways. So,
The novelty has worn off.
battling against probably like a 3-4 knot current.
Next time we went to the Carnaval, we decided to do things a little smarter, and we convinced our friends from Sailing Eva to come with us and hitch a ride on their dinghy. Carnaval was even busier. Live music, street food, margaritas as big as our heads, and the whole Malecon lit up in color. It's less of a wild parade that we expected, and more like a giant, joyful street fair that seems to go on forever. Or at least until 2 a.m.
I heard an engine sound.
What time did I tell you I got up at?
I don't know, but I heard an engine sound down there when I was having coffee, so I sprinted with my coffee up here.
You put your clothes on, that's good. What I'm doing now is following where the battery stops its route. So I've done is just use jumper cables, attach them to the starter battery. So now the jumper cable is alive, and I'm going as close to the engine as possible and working my way back. Now this is the new solenoid the guy gave me.
That means it's a good solenoid.
No, I haven't. I'm not using the solenoid.
Oh.
It's leaving the circuit, leaving the solenoid.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, I'm gonna swap the solenoids and test it again.
Whatever Armand did here also didn't work. And then we spent the day chasing every single wire in the outboard to make sure there were no bad connections, which also yielded no results. At our wits' end, we turned to a pro. Sea Otter Jimmy is what they call him in La Paz. And Sea Otter Jimmy did not disappoint.
I am having a beer because I finally fixed the outboard problem. I bought a brand new solenoid, swapped that out, 2 new ignition switches, nothing. I bypassed the neutral safety switch. I'm gonna go on and on. I don't even know how much of this I documented, but it's fixed. My outboard is here, and the engine is normally in this engine compartment. When we bought this outboard, it came with a power wire, okay? And this power wire goes from the outboard here all the way into the battery and ends at terminals like this. I paid somebody to extend that wire because it was way too short. And that wire extended had a very bad crimp. So voltage was passing through it. It was live, but it wasn't enough to start the engine, which is why when I did all of my voltage tests on the solenoid, I was seeing that it was getting voltage. The solenoid was turning, everything was working, the starter motor was kicking in, but it wasn't getting enough amperage. Big learning curve for me. Paid a guy $50, a mechanic, to start working on it, and this is what we figured out. This is the handmade crimp that I just did. Originally it was like this, but I was able to pull it apart with my hands. It was so poorly done. So very, very good day. Today I'm gonna clean this up a little bit and send it through, and we'll be good to go. And I get to clean up my outboard, make everything pretty, and maybe have a second beer because I'm in a very good mood.
So fun day today. We are gonna go boatyard shopping. Let me hop into the dinghy. Oh, that was dangerous. We need to get hauled out and do some work on our boat.
Yeah, so we have to walk there. People say even emailing them, they don't respond, so you gotta walk there.
We literally have to go door to door and just go, excuse me, sir. Do you have a boatyard where we can do DIY maintenance? Wish us luck.
Yeah, go for a stroll.
In our last episode, we realized our hull had turned into a full-on barnacle farm, each one adding drag and slowing us down. So we had to redo our anti-fouling bottom paint ASAP. So began our DIY boatyard mission, a race to haul out and get a fresh coat on before the summer heat settled in. La Paz was our first choice, but we didn't know if there was a DIY boatyard or availability here. And we had backup options further north in San Carlos and Guaymas, but we were determined to find something closer by.
So our first stop is gonna be
Marina Atalanta,
which is the furthest one away, but it's a really nice walk along the Malecon, which is very close to where we're anchored. This is kind of reminding us of our time in San Diego when we would pull up our dinghy to the dinghy dock and go on long walks.
But it's nicer
Pinot.
than San Diego.
But it's nicer. But we're gonna be walking along and all the way around over there. Little detour because Armand got hungry.
A few blocks away from the La Paz Marina was a farmer's market that set up twice a week and sold local produce, homemade goods, and tasty tamales. Another reason why we love La Paz. Refueled and recharged, we continued our boatyard reconnaissance mission down the Malecon.
So they are now just finishing up, like putting stuff away after the Carnaval. These streets, like literally 3 days ago, were filled with tents. It's crazy how clean the streets are. They're literally like mopping and dusting and washing everything. I'm not sure if we're walking around a prison or a marina. Well, these things look like boats. Just looking for the entrance to this place.
Yeah.
So we're not sure if this thing has a working travel lift, but I think if we're looking for boats on stilts, that would be a good sign, because dry storage, marina, seca. We'll see. Okay, that no good for us.
Yeah. Everything except our boat's too big. So they use like a tractor, so they can't pull our boat with it.
If you don't have a deep keel, this is your spot. They're super, super nice here, super helpful. Their travel lift is broken right now too. You know what? Someone on No Foreign Land and Sea People has told me that Abaroa did let them do their own bottom paint. She says this is the only place that does let you do DIY, but Abaroa is right next to Marina La Paz, and so it's not too far of a walk, so
Nah, we'll do it.
let's do it.
As you do, Liya got a whole coconut. And I got a pineapple drink.
I just needed the refreshment. And I got a spoon so I can have my coconut afterwards.
It is heating up, so it's only February. It's like the end of the month, and we've noticed last time we were here was like 3 weeks ago, and it is hotter.
It's hot, hot.
We gotta get to work before it gets too hot. So
Hey,
now
I could have gotten a margarita, so this is...
I thought you were going to.
They didn't have any.
Our boatyard search was unsuccessful, but with our outboard working, we decided to provision and head out of town for a few days. So if anyone is ever curious about how much it costs to grocery shop in Mexico, let me show you, because we just did a huge grocery store haul from a place called Chedraui. There's a huge grocery store chain down here in Baja California Sur, but there are other grocery store chains. And there's also a huge Walmart here. Chedraui has been our go-to store. So this was a huge run. And we spent a lot of money. The total of the bill was about 8,000 pesos, $393 with the current conversion rate. So this is everything. So for $393, this is everything that you will get for like produce and stuff. White onions, yellow onions, sweet potatoes, eggplant, garlic, avocados, tomatoes, bananas, cantaloupe or honeydew melon, whatever that is, pineapple, 2 of them, a coconut, cherries, strawberries, chili or rellenos. I don't know what these are called because Armand said he's going to make chili rellenos. Coconuts, cilantro, lots of avocados. So many avocados. Jalapenos, iceberg lettuce, mushrooms. We've got a few packs of chicken breast, some sausages. We've got some shrimps because they were actually having 20% off of shrimps. Regular chorizo and soy chorizo because we like to mix those. Some sausages for charcuterie. Some more sausages for charcuterie. Free range eggs. This may be dating this video, but at the time, y'all in the States are having an egg shortage. And probably your eggs are very expensive. And I think I got these 18 eggs for like $6. And they're organic and free range. Anywho, let's see how many different types of cheeses we got. Oh, and I got turkey bacon. Back to cheese. Queso manchego, brie, parmesan, cotija, queso chiapas, not sure exactly what it is. Goat cheese, chihuahua, and panela, and then butter. Oh, we got a little helper here. There's certain things that we really like to get in Mexican grocery stores that don't need to be
refrigerated, because I can put them in my dry storage. And our fridge is, even though it's like a pretty deep top loading fridge, there's not a whole lot of room. I like to have a lot of things that I can keep in dry storage until we pop it open and then we have to refrigerate it. 3 of those things. Milk, these cartons. And it's organic, it's good. Media crema, like a mix between like a heavy cream and a sour cream, but this is something that you would put on top of like your tacos, but also does not need to be refrigerated, but once you open it, you refrigerate it. And the last thing is eggs, of course, because they're not washed, so you don't refrigerate them. Obviously, we're winos, so we got wine. Majority of it is, and we ran out of vodka because we were making Moscow mules. Got Greek yogurt, random dry storage things like peanut butter, pickles, canned beans, tahini, sun-dried tomatoes, maple syrup. We got a bunch of these like little packets, these are like little stevia things that we add to our water. They're also good for like drink mixers and stuff. But that is my grocery store haul for 2 weeks. $393. I don't think that's totally bad, and I think a lot of this stuff will last us for quite a bit. But now, I gotta pack this stuff away.
Thanks for watching, and join us next time as we leave the city behind and explore nearby anchorages.